Something else, mate. If it works. It hasn't worked for a year now.
Okay, have we started then, Richard?
Yep.
Okay. Good evening, councillors, members of the public. Welcome to the Oakham Town Council's Planning and Parks Committee. It's now 7 p.m. on Wednesday, September the 23rd. And we will kick off with item 1, which is apologies. And this is to receive apologies for the following absences. Alf Jewis, Jasmine Hopkins, Rebecca Hearn. That's it, isn't it? Yeah. Michael, Mr. Haley's here. Mr. Howard. So, first of all, can I have a proposal for Councillor Jewis from Mr. Howard, seconded by Mr. Haley over there? All those in favour? You're abstaining or are you against it, Mike?
I'm against it. I'm going to have that recorded.
All in favour, except for Martin who's against it. Can you record that, please? Next one is Jasmine Hopkins, a proposed plea, which is Stan, seconded by Vince. All those in favour? That's unanimous. Thank you. And lastly, we've got Rebecca Hearn, a proposal by Michael Haley, seconded by Vince Howard. All those in favour? Are you abstaining or against?
Yeah.
Against. So everyone except for Martin who is against. Do you want that recording?
Yes, please.
Thank you. Declarations of interest. Members are asked to declare, if required, any disclosable pecuniary interest they may have in respect to items on the agenda and any other interest they may have in respect to items on the agenda. Has anybody got any? No? Good, cool. And members are also reminded to inform the clerk of any changes to their register of members' interests. Thank you. Item 3 is the minutes, which are Appendix A. To confirm the minutes of the meeting of the Planning and Parks Committee held on Wednesday the 24th of June. Obviously Michael Haley wasn't here, so you'll be abstaining. Anybody notice anything on there? Anybody want to make any corrections? Anybody want to propose them? Yeah. Proposed by Joy, seconded by Paul Mills. All those in favour, except that's everyone except for Michael Haley, who was, and I'll sign them.
You remember?
Yes, I know, yes. The only thing that was noted on there that my name had been entered twice as being here on the thing. But that, what I'm signing shows that I'm only here, was only there once, because I wasn't there twice. Item 4 is councillors' questions. This is to answer questions previously notified to the clerk under Standing Order 8. 3 questions were put forward by Joyce, which I think, Richard, are you going to answer these? Or do you want me to answer?
No, yes. They're all direct to me, so I'm more than happy to answer them if you are. Okay.
Yeah, no, very good.
Yeah. The first question from Joyce: why wasn't my report for the tabletop sale included with the agenda? The answer, all of these obviously without discussion. I would like to apologise to Joyce that it was not included. A copy of the email sent to the office on September the 1st, 2015 is in front of you. It's copied from members' information. My apologies, Joyce. Second question: why wasn't the update for the colour printer included on the agenda? The answer: the assistant clerk is in the process of obtaining proposals from photocopier suppliers. This exercise had been undertaken before, but was on a like-for-like basis with the current equipment, i.e. black and white capable only. Proposals and costs are now awaited for a copier that will produce colour copies. Additionally, as supporting documentation for agendas is now published online, the equipment will also incorporate a high-speed scanner to allow this documentation to be scanned in much more quickly than can currently be done. This will be a matter for the council to decide in due course. In any case, as the Planning and Parks Committee does not have anything in its allocated budget for such expenditure. Third question, why wasn't the item about cuts close fence included on the agenda? The answer, quotations for black bow top fencing as is being installed around the castle are currently being obtained from suppliers. These include the supplier of the fencing that is being installed at the castle. The value of these quotations will then influence what grants may be applied for, and the matter will be brought to the council in due course.
Thank you. Okay. Members' reports. Received reports from members of the council relating to works of the committee. So I've got one from Joyce.
It was just that Councillor Howard and I don't normally report on the civic farm thing, as I don't normally go as a councillor. But this time my name badge came up as Councillor Joyce Lucas, so we both went, we both walked the course, we both enjoyed it, I think, didn't we, Councillor Howard?
We did.
We did a lot of networking, and that's it really. Thank you.
Any other reports? No. Then there'll be clerk's report.
Okay, just going down this again, you should have a copy of this in front of you. Just planning decisions, obviously since the last time the committee met, there's been a large number of these being received. Contact the office and you can come in and have a look at those. Floral displays, as mentioned last time, I'm mentioning it at this committee meeting as well. So the current 3-year agreement with Landscape has now come to an end, and members of the committee will be discussing this at a meeting probably in the next month, where we go with that, or where the members would like to go with that. Fencing on land off of Barleythorpe Road. You may recall this is a question was asked to try and ascertain who actually owns land between the open space off of Barleythorpe Road and Cactus College. And I've contacted RCC, it isn't theirs. They suggest it may actually belong to one of the developers in the area, but without searching, going to land registry, we're not going to be able to confirm that. But I don't believe it is Oakham Town Council's. Rutland County Council say it isn't theirs, so a bit of an impasse there on that one. Just to report on trees, remember the Willow Crescent trees, that work has been done. Additionally, we've also had some work done at the Willow Crescent play area with some self-seeded sycamores that are overgrowing the track and also starting to obscure one of the street lights. That's all been done. Plan inspection reports, no major areas of concern, but they are prioritised, low, medium, high and high. There's nothing above medium, but there are some works that will need to be carried out, and pretty much we'll authorise those. Along the wet pour that's been reported, the damage to the wet pour, again under the giant strip of Royce's. Now, once we've sort of got the cost of the latter, it may well be that will take us over this £1,000 limit that I'm allowed to authorise. So if it's between 1,000 and 2,000, I will be talking to Paul and Joyce to see if they are happy for that work to go ahead. If not, it will come back to council or a committee. The last one, normally around this time of the year, we sort of carry out a little bit of an audit of the parks and open spaces. And previously that's been done by me, but I'm sort of suggesting here that in future is carried out by members themselves. Really we've got 4 areas, they're listed there: Cuts, Close, Royce's, the Willow Crescent play area, and now the land off of Barleythorpe Road, and you've got the wards there. The idea is that the members maybe go around, have a look, see if there are any areas of concern, any areas that might need improving, so that we can budget for that next year. So if you would like to sort of go ahead with that, that's fine. We can produce a sort of template sheet to say what you should be looking for, get together, and get the report done, and then we can try and work out what needs to be done and what's possible and what isn't. Okay? So if we can throw that really over to members themselves, if they're happy to do that, amongst themselves, and we'll produce a template for you. Okay?
Okay, right,
Questions, please, Mr. Chair.
ordinarily not, but yes, of course, Temple.
This question about a piece of land off Byford Road, I'm going to do an annual history search, it don't cost very much to do. Rather than leave it undecided, surely...
One of the issues with the land registry search is how we actually pay for it.
How would you
Sorry?
How we actually pay for it, because I think we'll probably have to pay by cheque. So we can ascertain what the cost is and do it that way. At the moment, there's no other way the council can pay for it.
Can we look into that, please?
Yeah, sure.
Thank you, Paul. Okay, item 7 on the agenda. Deputations by the public. Members of the public are invited to address the meeting in accordance with our procedures. And basically what this means is that you get an opportunity to tell us or talk to us about any item on the agenda, which I think you've already alluded to would be the Audi thing. Try and stick to the topic, not go off on a tangent, which I think you'll be able to achieve. And it's normally for about 5 minutes top, so we aim for about 3 minutes time. Okay? And what we're going to do as well, we're going to bring forward the Audi bit as well in the meeting after we've spoken. Okay, so if you'd like to, if whatever you want to say, it's your time. Go for it. Don't be embarrassed.
Well, obviously we've had the meeting before down at the museum, and it was put forward that we should accept the Aldi proposals. As far as I understand now, that the Aldi have put in another plan for a larger store, is that correct?
That's, yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, approximately 25% bigger.
Yeah, but, as self as just normal public people in Oakham that pay our rates and so on, we like going to Aldi store, and we think Oakham is desperate for another a food store.
Okay. So basically, I can glean from that you're in favour of the...
Definitely,
Definitely,
Right.
We go down to Aldi every 2 weeks, and that's the only store we shop at. At Corbin,
Yeah, Judith. Okay, so I've forgotten what your surname is, I should know.
Woolston.
Yeah, right, okay. Is that everything you wanted to say on the matter? Is that...
Well, yeah, that's...
Okay, no, that's fine.
We want the store.
Yeah. So basically, public that are here tonight, we want the Audi.
Yes.
I think I get the idea. Okay, what we're going to do now, the next thing would have been tree surveys, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to propose a shift on the agenda where we move it around, and I'm looking for somebody to propose that we bring the planning applications, item 12, to this point, proposed by Stan, seconded by Vince. All those in favour? That's unanimous. Thank you very much. So what we're going to do now then, we'll kick off with item 12 that is on the agenda, which is called planning applications. And this is to consider the following applications and agree on any comments, observations, recommendations, whatever. And the first one is number 1, which is Audi. I'm only talking the truth. Alison, an opportunity to put it up on the screen. As I think the members have probably already said, and Richard's confirmed as well, Audi have put in a revised application to make it 25% bigger. I'll open it up to the table. Stan.
I spoke today to the case officer, Andrew Burt.
Yeah.
Asked him, spoke to him about it. Obviously it is about 25% larger. They've acquired extra piece of land. The car parking spaces have gone up from 80 to 122. He couldn't comment any more than that, other than he said that he expects the same number to be there when the application comes before RCC. And he said that there is a number of things to go through before it will be heard, so he would say perhaps November or December. It just depends how it goes through.
Is that when the council made their decisions?
Yes.
County council. Okay. Any other members? Joyce?
I've looked at the site for the trees and everything else. I'm quite happy with it, provided that the developers do as they say they're going to do by protecting the roots of the trees on the perimeter. And once again, if the proposed planting is as boring as every other supermarket, so I have no problem in that.
They should plant for over rain and sell it. I'm going to come to Stan. I think Martin, you want to say something?
No, I'm fine with
Stan.
it.
Yeah, something I forgot to say is that I looked at it actually and I noticed that there are over 20 members of the public who have written in saying, don't waste time, go ahead with it as soon as possible.
Yes.
All right, okay. Any other councillors want to say anything?
The only view I have is that it's on the bypass and it's not exactly awe-inspiring. It is a box.
Oh, what, the Aldi store?
The Aldi store itself. That's the only thing that, to me, it's
bit bland.
It's bland.
It fits in with any other box that's in that area at the moment.
Yeah, it doesn't necessarily make it right.
No, it doesn't.
No, it's an observation. It's a fair comment. It's a fair comment.
I'm not criticising.
No, I know that. And it's important to note that Aldi, one of the successes of Aldi, like many of these organisations that build these shops or whatever they build, these retail units, they have a set floor plan, a set workable plan that they know does the trick. It's one of the ways they keep their costs down, so they there you go for this sort of thing. So, cool. The members of the public, you do have an opportunity, after you've heard what the councillors say, to actually say anything further, or are you happy with what you've heard so far?
We just wanted to know when plan's going to be passed, that was all.
Well,
because we've waited over a year, nearly a year since the last meeting.
It has dragged on slightly.
And
Well,
it's going on and on.
the Oakham Town Council is going to make a decision whether we would support the revised application in about 30 seconds. From what Councillor Stubbs here said, it would appear that County Council are going to be making their formal decisions in November, December of this year. Things do take time, but we'll see what's there. So, what we're going to do then, looking for a proposal that we support this from Stan. What's the proposal? We support this revised text. Right. Seconded by Michael, Hayley. All those in favour? Well, that's unanimous. So from Oakham Town Council's point of view, we support the revised plan.
Thank you. Thank you.
The good news is, if you want, you can hang around for the rest.
No,
The rugby's on tonight, isn't it?
watch the bake off.
Right, okay. That's oh, you can put paper back. Cool. All right, well, nice to see you anyway.
Thank you.
All right, see you later. Bye.
Bye-bye. Thanks very much.
Everything all right on the computer?
We're going
to stick with item 12 and finish off the planning applications then, seeing we're in there. So we'll go on to the Lark Fleet Homes, which is number 2, construction of 42 number dwellings, and associated garages and infrastructure, land between Barley Court Road and Burley Parkway. Looking for any observations or comments from the council?
I spoke to the case officer for this one as well. It's Nick Hodgett.
Yep.
And it's what he called phase 9 layout.
Yeah, because we've already been aware of all this, haven't we?
Yes, I mean it's a reserve matter.
Yeah.
It goes back quite a few years actually. And there are 87 car parking spaces.
87?
87, that's
So
what
that's
it says.
good, because there's more than us, that's more than 2 per, well,
42 residents.
yeah, 42 residential dwellings and 87.
3 over there.
Okay.
Yeah, 1.5 per.
Okay. Any other comments or observations? I mean, we know that this land is being built on and that it's just all these houses are going to be built the same, aren't they, really? Stan?
Propose acceptance.
Propose accept this part phase, seconded by Vince. All those in favour? Martin?
I'm against.
You're against. Got that minute in?
Yes, please.
I suppose we should have said that we'd let them go ahead as long as they paid 1.8 million.
It's not their fault.
That's 1.8 million there.
It's not their fault, is it?
Yeah, no, it's not their fault. No. Okay, 3 is the Harris McCormack Architects application And this is the replacement of roof due to disc repair on the Nelson Butchers on the High Street.
There is a photograph, Chair, of the actual roof.
Yes,
It is at the
I've seen it
moment.
I was looking at it online today.
And I looked at the other tiles, which no doubt you'll be aware of, and they're very similar.
Yeah, the Bradstone tiles, because what it is, on the front elevation, they're going for replacing the front elevation of the roof with the traditional new Collie Western slate, so traditional stuff. But on the rear elevation, where we're actually, they're actually going to be using Bradstone's equivalent Collie Western slate. My best guess would be on that because it's considerably cheaper.
Yeah.
And then they're going to be doing their flat roof based in line with what was already there. I looked at it, my own opinion, I thought it was fine. I mean, the roof that was done on Floor's house, I mean, that's been done to a very high standard, so.
And so, sorry,
Yep.
on the roof on the Quakers building, it's
Yeah.
fantastic.
Yeah.
And I remember sitting at this council and debating, and we strongly objected to it, and we won the Collie Western on what I call the Orthodox sweet shop. What is it now? Yeah.
Okay.
Times
Well, all right, let's come over to Stan then.
I'm quite happy to propose a text.
Okay. A proposal from Stan, if there's no other comments, seconded by Vince, all those in favour?
Yes.
That's unanimous, it will be a great improvement.
Yes.
To make the town look good. In fact, I say, Floor's house looks brilliant, I think.
Yes, it does.
The horn blown as well, yeah? Yeah, there was one in the marketplace there. It's good. I think it's actually sort of started a bit of a domino effect, hasn't it?
Yes.
I mean, there's still over my roof. Sorry. Number 4 is, this is a replacement of telecommunications mast, Barleythorpe Road, Oakham. Now, this is a replacement of a mast, and it's a telecommunications mast. It's not CCTV. The only thing I noticed is going from 12 metres to 15 metres in the big scheme of things. Anyway,
It's going to be in exactly the same place.
it's going to be exactly the same place, just replacement. I presume they're going for the height for coverage and network and all that. Any comments or observations from the table?
My only observation is I accept approval.
Right, okay, so if there's no comment, so proposed by Stan, we accept, seconded by Paul. All those in favour? Unanimous, okay, thank you. We can't get regular through. Which is fine. All right. 5, the Hyde Group, replacement of windows and doors for residential properties within Oakham Conservation Area. This is Stables Court. The next few of these are like this. What it is that they're doing a bit of work there, aren't they? They're replacing all the old wooden windows. They're getting a bit tacky.
With wooden windows.
Right, let's just have a look. Can you say that?
Yeah.
They're on there, it's replacement of the windows. When I read it, it said Timothy UPVC.
Yeah, but I don't know whether that's all the way through.
No, it's not all the way through, because that's why it's in 3 sections here.
Yes.
This initial part here, which is the High Group book, 11 to 14 Stables Court, disregard, the one for, I'm getting confused now with all the excitement. Yeah, Timothy UPVC, replacement of windows and doors for residential properties located in that, Stables Court. On their planning thing, it does say timber to UPVC.
Really?
Yeah, and there is an image, it does say that, doesn't it, further down?
Yes, it does. But it also mentioned, I think it was on this one, that some of them can be...
Yes, the barn conversion is timber to timber.
Yeah.
And that is the style that's going to be the UPVC. And in actual fact, you look at it, the ones that are currently there, the timber ones, are designed in what they call a sash window style. You look at it, they look like fake sashes, but they actually open out rather than lift up and down. Whereas this design, which is UPVC, is a cottage effect, because they've sort of got a false plastic bar down the centre.
Yeah.
So they're trying to keep this aesthetic look. So, to me, I didn't have an issue about it, even though
it's conservation area.
Conservation area, yeah. But they are new buildings.
Yeah.
Anyway, so I think open up the table. Anybody want to propose or
I'll do it again.
propose that we accept? Seconded by Vince. All those in favour? Martin?
I'm against.
Martin's against. Do you like anything? So that was everyone for Martin against.
Wood is better.
Wood is good.
If you look at Hungry Birds Cafe, when they wanted UPVC, they put in wonderful wooden sash windows, cream painted, and it looks lovely.
Yeah.
I was going to say, if it was a listed building, they would have to be replaced.
Yes.
They would. We digress.
Conservation.
Thank you. V1. What's that? V1 is a high group. It's a different one. This is the barn. This is. And this is a listed building, and all it is changing timber to timber. Yeah. Once again, obviously the old timber windows must be getting a bit tatty. So they're replacing them with timber windows.
I'll go with that.
Any other comments or observations? So proposed by Joyce, seconded by Vince. Yeah. All those in favour? Yeah. All that was unanimous. Thank you, Mike. Wood is good.
How huge tree?
Yeah, it is. Yeah. Okay, and then V11. This is on Jail Street. This is 19 to 25 Jail Street. It's part of the same group. They obviously own all these. There's something to do with them. And once again, they want to replace the windows there. And once again, this is going from timber to PVC.
Yeah.
Now, this is in a conservation area again, but they're modern buildings. The windows have once again been done in a sort of a not too unsightly style. I presume the window 4 is dotted by it's a bathroom window. Okay, so any comments, observations, or?
On this one, I won't object to UPVC because it'll have toughened glass and the windows are
And they need that on
broken.
Jail Street.
Well, yeah, the windows are broken far too often.
That's for the people that live there, that's the trouble.
We can't say it,
Sorry,
but they are broken a lot.
Yep.
Some of those wooden windows are in a very bad state,
Yes,
and I
it
wish to propose that they go.
Proposed by Joyce, seconded by Stan. All those in favour?
Yeah.
Unanimous. Thank you. And then we've got V111. This is the trees. Seed tree. It has been confirmed that it's by 3.5 metres. It was some clarification. Okay. Joyce, are you happy to lead on this for me?
Right, this isn't quite so easy to do. Right, there's no access to this property, as it's a rented property. It's empty at the moment and everywhere's locked up, so observed from the road. The cedar tree is a very small, elongated young tree, and it's too close to the beach, and it's not thriving, so I suggest we approve that it's felled. The almond tree is in a very poor specimen and is ailing, remembering that I'm looking over a wall. Okay, so approve it fell. The Pittish Forum, I couldn't see at all, so I can't comment on that. And the beech is a huge tree, adds significantly to the street scene, and it needs some attention. It hasn't had any attention for about 30 years. It just needs some judicious reduction. Agree, if it's reduced by 3.5 metres in height and 2 metres laterally.
Okay.
That's all I can say about it.
Okay, thank you. That's brilliant. Anybody got any other comments or observations? So I think Joyce is proposing that we accept that item there.
I accept the Pittish Forum because I couldn't see it.
Okay.
So I can't comment on it.
I'll second that.
Okay.
So otherwise I go with the rest.
Okay. So proposed by Joyce on what you just said there, and then seconded by...
I've got it all here, Alison.
Yeah, brilliant. Seconded by Martin. Thank you. All those in favour? Yeah, unanimous. Trees.
Comment on the...
We can't comment on the... Yeah.
If you can make a note though about the Pittish Forum, because I couldn't do that one.
Yeah, we're on IX now. Fell 1 number cedar tree.
Yes, interesting. You'd think this was a cedar.
It is, isn't it?
It's not a cedar of Lebanon, so don't get it wrong. It's not one of those flat, spaced ones. It's a pretty little tree. These trees are in a conservation area. That means that they have to go towards planning. However, I'll come to it at the end, I think. The cedar type is not a cedar of Lebanon. and therefore not tiered, and it is not in danger of shedding branches due to the snow weight. The tree is small, has not been attended to in the right manner over a number of years. Therefore, only reduce as necessary. They're asking to fell it.
Yes.
The thing is, I spoke to the officer in charge, and they're going to, I think, he said, going to slap a TPO on it. So until such time, I think we as a council just say that it needs a little bit of pruning. If they slap a TPO on it, then it'll have to come back probably, or they will decide at Oakham County Council that they'll remove it.
I'm surprised that as it's in the conservation area, it's not already got a TPO on
Absolutely.
it.
But I've asked the officer, and it's definitely two different items. The golden conifer is a different matter. It's quite an ugly tree there.
Oh, yeah, it's round.
It has been shaped, but I think that would be okay to fell. But the other tree, the cedar, is such a pretty little tree. It is obscuring a window. So I suggest they do a bit of pruning on the cedar, and I suggest that the golden conifer should go.
Okay.
But hasn't that got a TPO order on it?
No, I don't know.
Not at the moment.
Cool.
But when I asked what, shall we defer it, he said, no, let's hear what you've got to say. So I said it.
Okay.
To you.
So, well, Joyce has given her expertise on this, so any comments from the table? Because at the moment we've got a strong recommendation which seems to have been partly held by the county council that the tree is managed, but the conifer tree can go. So any other comments from the...
If that's the proposal, I'll second it.
Okay, any comment from you?
No, I was just going to say, if it hasn't got a TPO order, which is surprising as it's in the conservation area, I would go along with what
Okay.
Joyce said.
The proposal from Joyce was that the
Leaving pruning, the conifer can be
fail
felled,
is
and
seconded
seconded
by
by Flynn.
Vince. All those in favour? Well, Joyce proposed it. Joyce proposed it, yes. Yes, Joyce proposed, seconded by Vince. All those in favour again, so just double check, that was unanimous. Well, we're now going to go back to... Back to 8 now.
Not rich.
Back to 8, tree survey.
Oh, tree survey.
This is to authorise a tree survey to be carried out by Symbiosis Consulting at the following locations. This is on the purple paper, I believe, yeah? Hopefully everybody's read it. Joyce, I think, has put a lot of work into this. I don't think she needs to read it out. Has everybody read it? Has anybody got any questions for Joyce?
Not for Joyce, but I'd like to know why it's not been tendered.
I believe on here, why has it not been tendered?
By another survey team, you mean?
Yeah, I could think that if that's been mentioned by others or other, that sometimes we're not tendering enough. And I think there's a case for going out to tender.
Okay, all right, let's...
But that's up to them.
Yeah, that's fine.
Just on that point, is it time critical?
Is it time critical? There is an element of time critical because one of the trees is poorly.
Oh, very poor.
So I would probably propose on that then we accept this offer and then move on for next year to look at tendering this out to other companies.
Okay, I'll come back to Martin.
I don't see that it is time sensitive because I pointed out 2 dead parts to somebody mentioned it and they said it would be better to look at them in the winter.
Right.
So I don't believe that it is time sensitive.
Okay, right, well...
That was for cuts close where the leaves had dropped off the 2 dead parts. which are quite visible.
No, I appreciate that. Thank you very
I
much for
think
the clarification.
Mr Clark wants to say something.
Yeah, what I will say here is that
I'm not an expert, sorry.
that these are arboricultural consultants. These are not tree surgeons. Okay, this is a specialist service that these people provide. This isn't a case of, as I say, a tree surgeon going out and saying, look a little bit off of here, look a little bit off of there. This is a full-on survey where they come out, inspect the tree and provide a full report for the council. I would suggest to members, as per our financial regulations, that this is a specialist service and is therefore exempt from financial regulations. There is also the case that the amount of money involved is approximately £1,500, which is well within the limits of my 2000. I did sort of put this out a while ago and it's come back to you now for your approval. But the overriding one is that I will class this as a specialist service and is therefore exempt.
Yeah. Joyce first, then you.
I have to agree with everything that the clerk has said. The symbiosis have been our specialists on many occasions. The lady in question knows that lime tree. She knows what to look for in that lime tree. We need to get this job done by these people, not wasting time going out for tendering on something so important as this.
Okay,
And if anybody else can think of a better company, then I'd like to know.
Martin.
I agree with what Richard is saying, because I don't know too much about these types of consultants, but what concerns me is under the new things we've implemented only at the last meeting of regulations and things and protections, is that we're being asked to approve something which the clerk tells us he can do without our approval. We're being asked to approve a figure that we don't know what it is. And we've been told in training that you don't actually approve something that you don't know what it is. How are you going to do a purchase order, or what was it you called it? The document that attaches to it, how are you going to do that if you don't know how much it is?
Okay.
Surely this company can give us a quote, and then I would be happy with what the clerk and Joyce have said to approve it. But
Okay,
I can't approve it on the basis that we don't know what we're spending.
No, thank you. I'm not going to.
Purchase order.
No, I've got it. No, I'm not going to go any further on it. What I'm going to say is that we have a proposal here, which is I'm taking this as your proposal, Joyce.
Yes.
The committee authorises a survey of all trees owned by the council to be carried out by Symbiosis Consulting, so that a baseline can be established and works can be prioritised, tenders sought if required, and then budgeted for. The tenders would be for any work as a result of Symbiosis doing their consulting bit. So that is a proposal. Now, we've heard all the arguments. Joyce has proposed that. Does anybody want to second it? Thank you, Paul. So, all those in favour? All those against? Martin, do you want that minute in?
Yes, please, because it goes against what we all agree.
No, I've got the message.
Purchase orders.
The second part of that, that a special survey of the lime tree in Cuts Close identified above is also authorised, and that's so as per this report. So that's Joyce's proposal, seconded by Vince. All those in favour of that? Martin, do you want to be named as against? So everyone's in favour. Right, okay.
If we had a figure, they must have an hourly rate.
Yeah, no, well, have to do it by meter. Okay. Item 9 is the Christmas lights. This is mine. The green pet is that earlier on in the year, and we authorised that we would be giving the lighting contract over to Light, L-I-T-E. We had £7,000 to enhance this year's light in the town. This has been reduced. I didn't realise, I got confused because I thought we had a bit more money than that. But this has been reduced because £1,500 has been allocated for the Christmas tree. So £1,500 has to come off the £7,000 of improvements. I wasn't aware of that when I did this report, but I left the report complete. So when I walk through this, ignore A, where it says icicle lights. If you look at B, Christmas tree mini LED lights, people had said last year, and I did a dip test this year, and people had said they wanted coloured LEDs on the Christmas tree. That's basically how much it would cost, would be £600. To help enhance the town, at the moment we have 7 column displays. Those are the things that go on the lampposts, and by bringing in another 3, that would put another 3 onto the high street and would help light up the high street a bit more. They would be exactly the same as what we've had in previous years, because we have a theme there. So just by adding 3 more column lights, it would be another £656 for C, and D is a banner style crossroad. I didn't bring the book with me, I do apologise. But I think some of you have seen this either on my Facebook or on the tweet thing. And basically between Westmoreland's and the Indian restaurant there would be a cross street banner in LED lights that says Merry Christmas, and then between the top of where Eastern Delight is and Sally Holmes's building, or the corner of that, where the filling station is, there'd be another one there. So for 2 banners, and this is with installation, would be £2,500, and that's D. So the document initially says the cost for A, B, C and D is £4,991. We haven't quite got enough money because there would still be some installation costs, because there would be at least £350 for one element of the lights that go on the lamppost, because one of them hasn't got what they call infrastructure, or plug, you and me. And there is also the element where when they actually come to do the work, because I walked the town with Paul from Light the other day, and he said that we can do the banners where you want them, subject to the building structures being sound enough, because they have to drill holes and put them in. So that's why the installation is, and if the brickwork is shot, then it means we won't be able to have them. So from this report, the proposal that's come out of our working group is that we go for B, which is the coloured lights on the Christmas tree, that we go for C, which is the 3 extra column displays for the lampposts, and we go for D, which is the 2 banners that go across the street. That would be £4,106.31p. Questions?
Just a question. With the banners, if we go for that and it's installed this year, obviously they would come down and have to be installed next year.
Yes.
Would the installation be cheaper because the fixings would already be there?
Yes. Yeah, and I've asked Paul from Light to, when they get through this year, they need to then come back to us and say, because we would be having, if we do have, not saying we would, if we do have the extra bits and bobs, we will then need a reviewed addition, because at the moment we've agreed, I think, just under £10,000 on installation for all the other stuff. Well, next year it would be just under £10,000 plus whatever amount this lot would be. Okay? So there would be that, but we are budgeting for that next year, and we may budget where we might be able to squeeze in some extras next year as well. If we have any money left over and we have any spare icicles, there's still plans to do work which has been discussed, which would be, let's say, maybe on Burley Road and Meadow Street and all that sort of stuff. But, yeah. Okay, any other questions? No? Fine.
Thank you for your work, Adam, and thank you for...
Well, it was a working group, it's not just me, so it was
Well, yes,
working
well,
group.
that's why I'm talking about the group, and thank you for giving us a figure.
No, that's right.
No, I just want to say that there is a real public, not outcry, enthusiasm for the town, particularly at Christmas, with all the lights. So it is worthwhile, particularly if they know that, we're responsible for it. I think they need to make sure that they're aware of that.
Yeah, and we are under scrutiny, and the thing is, I would like to have done more, but I'm also conscious of the fact that it is public money, so whereas I'd like to, if we can enhance a little each year, and the plan is that one thing we do is I'm going to walk the town again with my camera, I'm going to photograph everything like I did 2 years ago, and monitor it.
You know how to use your camera now.
So I know how to use my camera. Well, what uses it? So this is an ongoing project for as long as we're on the council with it. So that's where we stand with it.
I just say, I think the enthusiasm by the members of the public was shown last Christmas when, after the new tree went up, they came along and furnished it.
Yes. Well, and I've also got members of the public who want to do it again this year. And I'm going to embrace that once it's been all put up right.
I'm glad you raised that, because I was approached by some members of the public who said they wanted a committee to... I didn't want changed.
Oh, no, she's already told me.
Yeah, they want to do it themselves, all the ladies.
Yeah, no, she approached me and I told her that I would let her know it was done and that I would liaise with her and let the councillors know. And just so that you're aware, yeah, it is very much in the public domain and it's also very much media attention at the minute because I've already been contacted by the Leicester Mercury and want to know what we're doing. So, Joyce.
Can I just ask, the banner at the West End
Yeah.
is going from where?
From the top of where Eastern Delight building is, which is near Jinkies,
Yeah.
across to the corner of where the filling station, here's the white
Yeah.
building, which is occupied by, we wanted to put it further down near the white line.
That's what I was
Yeah,
going to ask.
yes, right, originally when we looked at this, I suggested to the group that we go where the white line is, but the
Yeah.
only thing that's there is a lamp post, and whereas Paul accepts that the stringy lights will go between lamp posts and there's not an issue, these banners weigh 26 kg, and he said he would not be happy to do that, so it has to go to brickwork.
All we have to do, to be fair, is over with Rutland County Council, get them to put a
CCTV pole up.
and then we've got another fixing point.
This flippancy is reserved for me.
Really?
Sorry. Okay, Stan, we'll move this on.
What's the banners, wording is on?
The banner says Merry Christmas.
But on the other side...
It's pretty tacky.
Good.
I'll say it's pretty, it's not tacky, because I quite like it.
Yeah.
But when I did my dip test, and this is where I put it on my own Facebook, I know I didn't have to council, but at the end of the day, one of the things we constantly do as councillors, we go out there and we listen to the public.
Yeah.
So I went out there and listened to the public, and I think it was 8 out of 10 said they liked the other one. But the other one was, instead of paying 2,000, it would be nearly £5,000 for the other one.
With that candelabra.
What was going through my mind was if there was something on it like welcome to Rutland, if they could to Oakham, you could stay there all year.
You could, well, yeah, no, it says Merry Christmas, but when you go out, it goes Jerry upwards.
I don't enjoy that.
Maybe we could get an advertising sponsorship banner on the back of it.
Well, there's still plans to contact, yeah, it could be. Anyway, we're actually...
Some retailers have said they would sponsor it, they would...
We are digressing, we're not being digressing. Thank you, Paul. Right, let me bring it back online. So my proposal, while Richard just digs out a picture, is the proposal is that we accept B, C and D.
Yes.
And that's proposed, I'll propose, you propose it myself? Stan's proposed, seconded by Vincent. All those in favour?
Yes.
Michael Elliott is abstaining?
Yeah.
You're not against though, are you?
No.
Good man. That's what the Merry Christmas one says. Apparently it says...
Hey, Merry Christmas.
It says Merry Christmas.
Just replace what used to be on there.
I don't know, I've got well next year.
And then, let's keep on focus, thank you. The only thing is, you just need to, is everybody happy that, given that Light have already got the rest of the contract, I need a proposal that Light will install the additional lighting. Yeah, proposed by Michael
So
Hayden.
is that included in that price?
No, this is why I've had to reduce it, because I have £7,000 to spend, I've had to reduce it, and I've got about £1,000 which will be installation.
We can't avoid it, as we
No,
just,
no.
I'd like to have known the whole lot.
No, it depends on how much of the brickwork comes out over Jinkies, hopefully all of it. Proposed by Michael that Light do the work, seconded by Stan, all those in favour?
Yeah.
Are you in favour, Mark?
I will be in favour, because I
Michael?
think you will keep it under control.
I will keep it under control, thank you. So you got that.
Yeah.
Thank you everybody for that. As I say, it has been hard work, and I will keep beating the drum on the Christmas thing.
For years, it's been planned.
In fact, this time next year we'll be again.
Next job.
Number 10, prioritisation list of works. I think this is pretty straightforward. Everybody's read it. Has anybody got any queries? And I think it was Martin, thank you very much. Did you send a picture round
A tiny picture.
of what the LAD round the zebra crossing things look like, which I think
They're everywhere.
Yes, they
Up
are.
there.
Anybody got any comments on
Sounds very
that?
good, actually.
There's one
There's one in
outside the old
Colville,
police
isn't there?
station.
I thought when I first saw it, the JC had been born at the bottom of the post for a long time. Okay, anybody got any comments or questions about this?
No.
Stan?
No.
No? What was that?
Book matches stuff. I'd have to have a look.
Okay. Right, well what we're going to do is we've got to decide to consider communication with the RTC relating to the following, deciding any comments to be made. So anybody got what we're saying? As a town council we support this safety initiative.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Very much so.
Everybody happy with that comment? Do you need to
The only one that I have a problem with,
Yes.
slight problem, and I don't know, was the Cold Overton Road one, knowing that when the crossing is down, that it's already quite gridlocked, and if they're going to make it narrow, how are the people going up the hill going to get past?
Pardon?
I thought we were doing a separate crossing.
We don't have a crossing line.
If you extend the footpath out, when I looked at the plan, it looked like it was coming.
Oh, right, no, that's,
People
that
park
Cold
there.
Overton Road one is look past Foxes, isn't it? Yeah, that's, the other end of Cold Overton Road is going out.
I obviously misread it.
Yeah, so,
Clifford Farm.
do we need to vote on that?
Clifford Farm.
Ignore what I
I don't
said.
know on that, comments, do we?
Well, perhaps it all.
Okay, so the proposal was, on whatever comments that we made about we support the safety initiative, proposed by Stan, seconded by Adam, all those in favour? Unanimous, I think, yes, football on that.
I'll start to switch the thing on.
10 minutes before the,
Why did you
with
do that one?
That was
If
all,
you're doing all three at once.
that was for all of them, yeah,
That was
yeah.
for all of them?
That was for all of them, yeah, because I said, if everybody read all the documents and nobody questioned anything, the only thing Martin mentioned was the Cold Overton Road, but now he accepts that the path narrows, you're going out of the town. Yeah, so that would be
From the road map.
11 is the tabletop sale thing, which is making good use, excellent use, well, I haven't lost the papers, of the fitness, of the community hub. Yeah, I know, I was looking forward to the bits. Right, Joyce, did you want to lead this one?
Yeah.
Shoot.
Right. After Sunday at Cook's Close, members of the public approached the promotion working group if there was a possibility of using Royce's recreational ground more often in the past. I have to say, we used to have the circus up there, which was lovely. 26th of August, the promotion working group discussed the possibility of using Royce's recreational ground for some events. An inter-school challenge, a car boot sale and a tabletop sale was discussed. And because of difficulty of getting the vehicles on and off the area, it was decided to hold a tabletop, not a car boot, tabletop sale inside the building. The venue, the community hub, the date, the 24th of October, the fee to be £5. We discussed whether it should be £5 or £10, but I've spoken to several people and they said £5 is all that they would be prepared to pay. £10, they have to sell an awful lot to get £10. So it was decided on £5. A receipt for payment will be given. The table, this is a promotion working group initiative, so OTC insurance covers the event. Originally I was thinking of a charity, but now it's up to you members. Do you want to do it for a charity, or shall we do it to put the money back into the refurb? No, what?
Upkeep of the community hub.
Maintenance of the community hub.
Running costs and things like that.
Yeah.
Vince?
just one thing, the tables are going to be out to,
Sorry, say again?
are the tables going to be available for commercial game as well?
It's for anybody who pays £5, they have to bring their own table.
Yes, but what I'm saying is a business able to have a table for £5, or is it just a private tabletop table?
What sort of business?
Well, if somebody is making, if they've got a shop and they want to put a table there from, say, a retail shop in Oakham for £5,
It's not aimed at commercial.
it's not aimed at commercial, that's what
No, I
I'm
was thinking more whether you meant a shop up there or whether you meant crafts.
I meant, is it
Do you
going...
mean crafts?
No, if it's a shop, a commercial game.
Oh,
No, it's not aimed at commercial. It's aimed at the community thing where people want to come and offload.
That's all I just wanted to know.
Declutter.
Declutter.
I've got loads of that.
Yeah, I agree with convinced, knowing that we have some commercial ventures in this town which are, I'm sure they won't mind me saying, struggling. I think we would be seen as being a bit rotten if we allowed commercial, and I think that has to be stipulated that there shouldn't be any commercial. I look at the thing a bit confused now because we've got things about purchases of late night shopping, the upkeep. I'd like really, I don't want to make a decision and tell people what it should go for, but could Joyce tell us what she would like the fundraising to go for? Because I would not object if it's a community event and it is going to charity. I don't have a problem with that. It's a one-off thing just to get the ball rolling of the place, but in the future I hope that people who are organising things would pay towards the council's cost, as if you were going to a church hall or anywhere else, you would be paying a higher charge. But if the council's minded to go down the charity route, then I wouldn't object. But I'd like to know what charity and the assurance that you're not going to allow perhaps the people who come to Quality Market or the Castle Craft type thing.
This is, if initially Joyce had said that it would be good that the Royal British Legion would benefit because it's that time of the year when they're collecting the poppy appeal, which was I thought was a brilliant idea.
Oakham branch.
Oakham branch of the Royal
Thank
British
you.
Legion. Can't believe I didn't say that. I've been reminded a few times now. This does not set a precedent though, and the thing is, the idea is there's an element from the working group's perspective that we want to get people into the idea that they could utilise the community hub for local community events, and then we will, within our working group, draw up a set of rules of engagement that hopefully the town council will adopt that will make sure that we don't expose commercial people to having a free lunch and that sort of thing. Stan?
Now that it's been mentioned, I must admit that I personally would be in favour of the British Legion, Oakham British Legion, and the funds to go to that. I think that'd be a very good idea.
Okay, so Stan,
I would propose this.
Propose that we have a tabletop sale, managed a little bit by Joyce because she'll make sure that people are given receipts.
With the caveat that says that there is no commercial gain, and all proceeds go to the Oakham branch of the Royal British Legion.
Okay, that's the proposal on the table by Vince. You got that one?
Yeah.
Seconded by Martin. All those in favour? Unanimous? Thank you. Thank you very much. That was easy, wasn't it?
Yes.
Oh, I thought we might have managed to stop what was happening.
Well, we've got about 2 minutes, haven't we? The last thing is the parking review, which is item 13, is that right? Now, once again, my stance here is the same as before, that you've all seen these documents on where the Rutland County Council is proposing to have yellow lines or whatever they're planning on having. Hopefully everybody's read the documents. I'm not going to go through them one by one. I just want to say, have you got any exceptions or anything that you want to point out, Vince?
I may have missed something. I may be. I've not had much sleep over the last 4 days.
Yeah.
Outside only. C plan. Parkfield Road. PR 09. Create double yellow line to help access for emergencies and prevent footway parking legally unrestricted. What emergency? What?
That was the same question.
What
is the significance of that one
Yes.
person at number 13?
Yeah.
It's your house.
Yeah.
No.
It's so that the pizza van can get in for me. No, I don't live on Parkfield Road. I don't know. It occurs to me that for some reason they feel the need to put a double yellow line in what amounts to one vehicle space. And I don't know what that would achieve. So, anybody else notice that? I thought it looked a bit odd.
Yeah, I've got one over here.
Okay, so at the moment then, we have a query on PR09 that we think that a bit peculiar. Yes?
For the background to it.
Yeah, okay, why?
But there may be a disabled resident.
I would accept that, but
You don't put double yellow lines, you put a white box and you've got the two resident.
Perhaps people ignore the white box.
it says, and as I say, I may be getting it wrong, so don't shoot me down, please.
No, it's
Access for emergencies and to prevent footway parking. What emergencies? If they could clarify what they actually mean by any
So
urgency.
on PR09, will the comment going back, please clarify what emergency service?
Also, if I may continue,
Yeah,
There
so Joyce,
is-
did you want to say something?
Yeah, sorry.
Let me carry on.
on, I can't remember which one it is now, but there is one that makes reference to opposite nights for a blue badge parking, I think it is.
Oh, is that for the post office?
There's one for nights, I think, I can't find it now.
Second page.
Nearly halfway down.
Yeah,
South
High
High
Street,
Street.
additional blue badge bays limited to 3 hours opposite 51 High Street in lieu of limited waiting parking. That's PR33, isn't it?
Yeah,
Right.
What it is there, they're taking out limited parking and putting in blue badge. Because there's no blue badge parking in the High Street and people don't give, they're basically allowing more blue badge on the High Street. There's no blue badge on the High Street actually, at the moment, I think you'll find.
No, they can't anyway, don't understand.
Well, I want to know why there's been more blue badge parking requested anyway.
Because we live in a world where more and more people have blue badges.
Right, just to clarify that,
NCP
it is
changing
the bit, it's three points along the high street where they're putting blue badge parking, as far as I understand it. So is that to go covering the existing parking and then put the blue badge in, or is it going to be creating another one? Because I will tell you now that you cannot get two vehicles to pass on the high street if you extend that parking space down,
Well, that's the one opposite
nights.
which is,
It's narrow.
It is very narrow, and also nights have a overhanging canopy,
right, on,
which in
Yeah.
the event of somebody going on the curb will take half the building
the
out.
way I read it, it says here, additional blue badge bays limited to 3 hours, no return within 4 hours, opposite 51 High Street in lieu of limited waiting, so they're going to take out the limited waiting and make it blue badge. And opposite night in lieu of so that will restrict it. So that will be restricted. So on PR33, Alison, concerned that C in there will restrict the width of emergency vehicles. Yes?
Well, yes, I didn't say emergency vehicles, but that's what I was alluding to.
Yes. But I've interpreted you as well then, haven't I?
Well, yeah.
Joyce, is there anything
Yeah,
else?
that's it, thank you.
Joyce?
High Street, north side from Westgate Junction, eastward to Church Street.
What number?
PR15.
I take it that one single yellow line
Yeah.
is now going to be
Double, yes.
I have trouble with the 100-hour pharmacy.
Oh yeah, 24-hour pharmacy.
Yeah, it's 100 hours a week or something. If you've got a crisis
Yeah.
and you want a prescription, you don't want to be looking for a car parking space. So I think there either should be some bay for that pharmacy after hours, you see what I mean?
Yeah, on PR15,
But there is over the other side of the road.
there is over the other side of the...
Sorry?
There is on the other side of the road. There's park.
Yeah, but if you notice, that side of the road is parking.
Oh, yeah.
The other side is parking, and when you have a prescription, they park half on the pavement to get into that chemist.
So how would we get round? Do you think
I don't know.
Right.
I am a bit worried that the car parking on the opposite side will be full,
we could get on there?
and somebody who wants an urgent request at that chemist
Okay.
cannot get in.
How about we request a parking bay facility for our pharmacy is put on that side?
The easiest thing to do is, if you look at the way it's worded, it says, change of single yellow line to double yellow line, no waiting from New Street Junction, which is where you come through on the traffic lights,
Yeah.
which is where you have yet another bottleneck.
Yes.
I would recommend that we have a 50-yard double yellow line, up until the point where it widens adjacent the front door of the hornblower,
Yes,
and then you can have single yellow line up until that junction,
yes.
and then continue with the double yellow lines wherever they've gone.
That
That would be my
help.
proposition.
Yeah.
Rather than put a bay in, that would
Opposite,
help.
up until opposite the hornblower front
So
door.
from New Street, when you come onto the High Street,
Because all it is the people that go to the local
yeah,
Weatherspoons
double yellow lines only up until
haven't
where
got the
where
ability to
24
use their
hours
legs.
Say again?
People that use Weatherspoons haven't got
And
the
the
ability
rationale
to
is
use
to
their
allow
legs.
people to use the 24-hour pharmacy. Okay, anybody got any other comments on any of the other slots or plots? Because I'm assuming that if nobody's identified anything else, that everybody's happy with it.
The only thing that
You're not happy
I,
with it? The whole thing?
it is very, very,
I can't go to our
I'll
PC
make
and go for breakfast.
I'm not voting for it because I'm making.
All right, let's calm it. Right, let's move on. I'm going to speak, right, thank you. Gentlemen. Thank you. Vince, you finished?
I haven't finished, no, sorry. The only thing I was going to say is that I think that some of these proposals are very well thought out to a point. However, I am absolutely, and I would like this minuted, underlined, and do whatever you want with it and put it on a flag. I am absolutely appalled that the county council have not again suggested that the swimming bridge has got double yellow lines on either side. And that's what I'm saying here.
Yeah.
Because somebody will die.
Eventually.
Isn't
that what intended was?
Sorry?
Isn't that what intended was?
Does it say that? Unless I've missed it.
Second line, southward beyond the impending new double yellow line.
They've already promised that months ago.
Well, that's what I was under the impression it was being done, but again, it's not materialised.
Okay.
So,
Is that what they're alluding to there?
I'm not sure, to be fair.
Extend double yellow lines southwards beyond the impending new double yellow lines to cover the junction with the new development. Lines will follow new curve of Bellmouth, introduce shared residence and limited waiting bays in the Mount Load. So it sounds like they are going to
It sounds like it, but
word that in a way that the Oakham Town Council openly encourage double yellow lines over the swimming bridge.
They were parked actually going up the hill today.
Yeah, they are.
Yeah, okay.
I'm
Martin,
sure the last year they,
I thought it
the
was.
idea was to take them all the way out. I'm sure they were.
But it's
Mark. Okay, thank you.
Can I
Martin.
make a comment and a suggestion that the many years I've sat here and seen that Rutland County Council goes through this every year and comes up with wonderful projects, there's quite a lot there, but my understanding from regulations of parking enforcement is that you can only really enforce it for safety purposes. And a perfect example of where it's total nonsense in a lot of areas in Oakham was when the bus station work went on and they completely ripped up the double yellow lines in Church Street and created parking spaces. Now, to me, if the double yellow lines were there, they're there because it's dangerous, safety reason. That's what the Traffic Act says. So why did they put parking spaces? You know. So what I was going to suggest, because we get given this every year, well not me personally, but it comes up every year, and it seems to be quite a big project for the council. Maybe the council would like to have some sort of group that actually works with the council possibly on next year's, because it seems that it changes every year, and maybe we can get a better input rather than trying to make comments now. Does that seem a sensible suggestion?
That the RCC, can OTC have a representative that works with OTC on some of their consultation with?
It doesn't have to be one, it can be two or...
Staff?
Am I right in thinking that the RCC are hoping that one day we might take over parking and everything?
Indeed, yes, when they put the wheel on it. Joyce?
Okay, the whole system is just shifting cars about.
Yeah, that's what I was trying to say.
Why I say it's God's breakfast.
They just move the problem on.
No,
It's sticking plasters all over the
Oh,
place.
absolutely.
Best
And
thing they can do
that-
at the minute is
Alright.
tarmac signal.
Finished.
No, Joyce hasn't finished.
Sorry.
And all this really big Oakham's lot and round the co-op The whole of Braunston Road needs looking at, not just that little area.
Yeah.
And that little area will only push the cars somewhere else. So I'm sorry, I think this is a complete mess.
Okay, well, and I do acknowledge what you say, Paul. I'm not saying it has been said before, but they're just moving the problem around the
Yes.
town. And it was said down Stamford Road, it said, But the thing is, we've got 3 suggestions on what they're looking at, which was, are you able to read them back? More or less.
TR09, and to clarify what they wanted to say. TR33 concerns that it restricts emergency vehicles.
Outside night, yeah.
Outside night.
That's in the C part of that thing, yeah. PR15,
Is from New Street, 50 yards on the other line, opposite the train.
Well, whatever it is,
yeah.
whatever it is, because theoretically, on the junction, sorry to cut across, from the junction you shouldn't park anyway.
Yeah.
Up to the 24-hour pharmacy, to enable people to use that 24-hour
Yeah.
pharmacy. And openly encourage double yellow line from Swimming Bridge and Uppingham Road, and a working group of ACC and representatives with RCC.
Can I just add, the Willoughby Gardens bit, please? It's the whole of Braunston Road that wants looking at, not just Willoughby Gardens. Well,
It's the bit opposite
by the
outside
co-op.
the co-op and opposite Willoughby Gardens.
The whole of that area.
When I moved to Oakham, there
Yeah,
were no
seven.
parking
So, what's that on there, George?
Town seems to be okay.
Yeah, the 6 amount of cars that we've got now.
Yeah, that's not problems.
What you saying?
I wouldn't be happy with that area. If you're taking it as one item, I'm not going to vote for it because I don't agree with round the co-op. So I don't know where you want to go with this
I'll
now.
put against the whole thing.
Right, okay.
I agree with you, I've looked at that.
Right, okay. Well, Vince,
Yeah, can I just clarify? This says, it says it's a review.
yeah. That's
So-
asking for our input.
Sorry?
Asking for our input.
Yeah, so what I am asking is a bit of guidance, is that if this basically, what they are proposing to do,
This is,
and they are asking for our support.
this is their idea, and they want any comments to be made thereon. This is the comments we've got at the moment. So that's why I said it's an opportunity for Michael.
I propose we reject it in its entirety on the grounds that we'll request they take a holistic view to parking and traffic management in the whole of Oakham.
Totally agree.
Yeah. Put that forward as a proposal.
And that's why I just said it's a review.
There's too many
Okay.
calls.
Well,
Right.
I've made a proposal.
No, that's what I've got.
Can we include the comments with that
That's
proposal?
what I was just
Are you happy with the comments that are in? Right. So the proposal is that we reject it.
That's caveats.
We reject the paper on the grounds that we would like to see that we take a holistic view to traffic management and parking in the whole of Oakham as a project.
However, some observations were made as a minimum.
Might help their thinking.
That might, yeah, there's a minimum guidelines as to where the town council got from. Yeah?
Yeah, and I'll second my approach.
Yeah.
Right.
So that was proposed by Michael, seconded by Vince. I'm just giving.
No, Paul.
Paul, sorry. Giving. Happy with that at the minute?
Yeah.
All those in favour then? That is. Oh, it's unanimous. I've got unanimous. So basically, we get a holistic view, but these are our
Right, so you have to take a holistic view, parking and traffic management in
Oh, okay, there being no further business, there isn't any further business, that's it, isn't it? It's now 20:15 and the meeting's now closed. Thank you very much for your time and attendance.